Hey, what's up guys? This is Alessandro and this is my brand new channel. This channel was made because I think that online there is just too much of a mess, and if you want to learn new skills on how to play cards, to make magic tricks or something like that, you might find random videos where your skills are just not enough good to perform the tricks because you don't know what is needed. So what is the purpose of this channel? The purpose of this channel is to make a video per week and give you time to practice. So 1 week to practice the skill that you learned with new tricks. So at the end of each video, I will put one or more tricks that you can perform with your skills that you just gather with this video. So what do we need to perform a magic trick? Everything we need is just a deck of cards. Normal cards, you can find it everywhere, there is no problem at all. Like normal 52 playing cards. I suggest you to find a bicycle, they are really cheap for beginners, and you can buy 4 packs for less than £10, so it's really good to beginners. Let's have a look on what we are gonna do today. So first of all, you need to understand how to handle a deck. To handle a deck, you just have to put, I will show you like this, so your thumb with your flash on a side with your left hand, then your index finger goes on the top, and then all the other fingers on the other side. So you are grabbing really solidly this deck, right? So what we are gonna do today is called overhand shuffle, which is the really basic of magic tricks. So what do you need is to take the deck into your hands, so make a cup with your left hand, and so this is what it looks like. So it looks like you have your thumb on the top, and on the back you just have your 4 fingers like this, yeah? So what you want to do, of course this is showing to the audience, so make sure that you don't show the faces of the cards, of course, because otherwise your tricks will never work. So you need to face the audience, so your thumb has to face your audience, and the thumb needs to be put on the back of the cards. So what you need to do for a overhand shuffle, so is to take the deck, right, and just with grabbing with the 3 fingers and 1 finger for the right hand, leave the position of the left hand as it was before, and just leave some cards fall into your hands. So this is the starting position. You take the whole deck, okay, and then you basically release the pressure on the top, and the top will go just down. So the top bit of the deck will go down, right? So you just have to release or move a little bit back your fingers. It's really easy. You just have to release the pressure, right? So what you want to do is just to keep the cup here and leave the cards go over and over and over as many times as you want. This is called the overhand shuffle, right? This is the basic of every magic trick, and that's what you have to learn. After you learn how to deal with the overhand shuffle, right, properly, so you want to do it at least for 10 minutes, a good 10 minutes, just do this, right? You can take part of the deck, so you can already leave here some cards and go and start doing it, or you can take the whole deck and then just start from the top and just shuffle it, and the card will be shuffled. So what I would like to do now to understand the first trick is to start, after you practice this overhand shuffle, that is really easy, we need to understand how to control cards with the overhand shuffle. In order to do this, we need to understand what is the card. So let's suppose that your audience will pick a card, okay? So let's say that your audience picks this card, ace of diamonds, yeah, and we put it on the top, yeah, so the top card is ace of diamonds. But let's suppose that for your tricks you will need this ace of diamonds right here at the bottom. So we need to control this card to be at the back with the overhead shuffle. So that's how you do it. You basically, when you have the whole deck like this, okay, with your thumb, you just, push down the first card, which is the ace of diamonds, right? So you just want it to push it down whilst you are lifting this one, the whole deck. So you push down the first card and then you start with a normal overhead shuffle. And that's it, and then you will have controlled your aces here at the bottom. So, as well as controlling the top card to the bottom, so we said with your thumb you just take it and you basically take it to the bottom, there is a lot of different functions that we can have with the overhand shuffle. One of the most important is to retain the top stock or the bottom stock, right? So let's suppose that you prepared your deck. Let's suppose that you put specific cards on the top, right? So you need them for your trick. What you are gonna do with these cards on the top is just to control them so that you start the over shuffle, but rather than starting with the top part, you're gonna start from the back part. So it looks like this. And your stock, your top stock, will still be on the top. So rather than leaving the pressure here on the top as we did before, right? We are gonna leave the pressure just by opening a little bit more our fingers. So I am opening my fingers to release the pressure on the bottom. And it works, like if you do it really quickly, it works. They will never catch you that you retained the stock, the top stock. So we need this skill to do a lot of tricks that are really easy, but at the same time they can amaze people really easily. So make sure you learn how to control, first of all, the top card to the bottom, and then how to retain the top stock here. So once again, when you mix, that's it, right? Make sure you practice this. After you feel confident with this, you can start trying the tricks. So today I'm gonna explain you 2 tricks that you can perform with the overhand shuffle. The first one is really easy, the second one is really cool, like the result is really cool, you can amaze your friends. The first one, as I told you before, it's really important to control the top card to the bottom so that you can actually perform one simple trick, which is basically, please ask your audience to select a card. Let's suppose they pick this card, okay? So their card is the 9 of hearts, right? They put it on top, and then you say, well, let's shuffle them, right? And I can assure you that in most of the cases, they will say, nah, the card is still on top. But still, even if they don't say, like, your card is still on top, they will think that is well mixed here, whereas we already know that is on the bottom. So do some routine, do some invent your story or whatever, just like snap your fingers or something like that, and you say pick the deck and turn it, so they can pick the deck, turn it, and see that their card is actually at the bottom, which is really cool effect. So this is the first trick. Is really easy to do. Is it only uses the overhand shuffle, as I told you, to control the top card to the bottom. So again, thumb with the thumb, left thumb, you pick it and then you start shuffling. Now I'm showing you with the face, but of course you have to have any card that they pick just face down here. So the first one, you control it, and then you start overhand, the overhand shuffle. So for the next trick, we need a little bit of preparation on our deck, okay? This trick is called a poker player's picnic, right? So what do we need to do is just to prepare our deck and have the 4 aces already on top, right? So what you want to do is, like, if you are performing already or something like that, have another deck ready with the 4 aces on top, so you can just show them and have them ready on top, right? Now, what you want to do with the 4 aces on top is to basically fake a shuffle. So we need to retain the top stock on top, of course, because that is the purpose of our trick. So we want to do our overhand shuffle, as I told you, to retain the top stock. They will never notice, and we still have our 4 aces right at the top, right? So once you retained the top stock with the 4 aces on top, now our game begins. So you don't have to do basically anything else, and everything else is on the audience, which is even cooler because like the spectator, when they are involved, they like it even more, and it seems really magic for them every time. So yeah, let's see, after we control the top stock of the 4 aces, what we need to do. So at this point, we will have the deck set up on a table, right? And we won't touch it anymore at all. So everything is gonna be on the audience. So we're gonna ask the audience to cut this whole deck into 4 different piles to their choice. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So now at the moment, all the 4 aces, we know they are here, right? So we don't need to show them anything. We just need to ask them to do something really specific for us, which is take the first 3 cards on top and put it down without facing them, right? Without looking at them. And then deal 3 cards on top of the others, okay? Once you've done this with all of them, so 1, 2, 3, put it back, and 1, 2, 3, same thing here, 1, 2, 3, we put it back, and finally 1, 2, 3, and those 3, we put it back here, and now we finally deal 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now the audience did everything. Now at the moment you can basically make up a story or whatever you like the aces are really powerful in poker. I am a good cheater in poker. I can do whatever I want with aces. And then ask them to turn the top cards, and you will see that all of them are the aces. They will be super amazed. You can make up any story you want. You can talk about poker. You can talk about power of the aces. They are really powerful after they lift the first one. And this is really powerful because you basically didn't do anything but just a shuffle, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna look like nice to them. So make sure just that the overhand shuffle is made properly, and they will never know how you made it. Hey guys, this was the first trick ever I've learned. Make sure you remember you retain the top stock to your cards, and then you just land the cards to your audience. They have to make 4 piles, right? Making sure that, of course, the 4th one has the 4 aces on top of it, and then for each pile they have to deal 3 cards from the top, put it down, and deal other 3 cards on top of the other 3 piles. That's how it works. When they do it to the last one, then it'll be basically spreading the aces on top of the other piles, and then when you reveal it, it looks like, wow, magical. So it's a really good trick. And that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any suggestion or any question on the tricks, I will be able to reply to you, so just leave it down. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Let's see how far I can go this project. So see you next week.